Hi guys, so today I'll be trying LDRS Creative's new stamp and stencil and die that is called Winter Bouquet. They pair together, or I guess pair is two things, but anyway, they go together in a way that I think will be really awesome, so we'll get right to that. And to go along with it, I want to try out the Merry Christmas or possibly the Elegant Sentiment die set. So these items were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. When I first showed you guys this with their new collection, I had mentioned that I believed the stencil can color the outline kind of die, and I believe that's still the case. So I think that's what we're going to try today. I do not know that I need to pair it with that and the stamp and then the die. Maybe we'll do it all. We'll see. I don't know how well these all line up, but let's try this out. My understanding is that they all work, but I just don't, this has its own kind of like embossed areas. Obviously it's going to cut this little guy, so I feel like it's probably best to just have this on its own and then put that over the stencil. You can even actually die cut the stencil area out and then it'll still be something like on its own. I didn't think about that. Hey, maybe we'll do that. And then the stamp does give more texture, right? It gives more like lines and things, but I don't think they're necessary. I think in here you'll see them clearly, right? But it's just not necessary, I don't think. So maybe today we'll just try these two and then we'll do this one later. I don't know. Just kind of going along with how I feel right now. So as you can see, it has all these different areas. You have your roses. I kind of discussed this whenever I had unboxed it. I do know that they have a bundle of this, but the bundle I believe is the stencil and the stamp without the die. At least that's how I'm reading it, but I think that's what they have. So the other thing is I was kind of looking at this, and let's give it a measure. It looks to me like it's more 4x6-ish, like maybe a card that's that size, but you can definitely put this on a 5x7 or whatever else you want. Yeah, so it's like 5 inches tall. I'm trying to see metal to metal, and about almost 4 inches wide. So I'm trying to think if I want to put what kind of card base, if I do want to do a 4x6. We might do that. Let's start off with that in mind and then we'll go from there. And in the stencils there are 4 of them. The first one does the flowers, the poinsettia, and some of the berries. The second one does like what the roses up in the corners would be. This one does some more accent on the poinsettia, accents on the berries, and then the last one has some finish up, so it has like the center of the poinsettias, it has the greenery. If I put this die on top of this, it has its own greenery. You're not going to see this anyway, so I might color it, just why not, but I think it's going to be covered up for the most part from this. We will see. And then let me see, yeah, I'm thinking maybe these delicate things, we just leave it alone. Maybe just go ahead and color the other portions. So let me grab some paper. We're going to make our own card base. I think I'm going to do a 4x6 card, and I'll be right back. So hopefully I have, yes, okay. So to make a 4x6, you're going to need your card base to be 8x6 so you can score it at 4 inches. This is already 8.5 in one direction, but let's go ahead and do 6 inches in this direction, and then we'll cut a little bit off of it. So 6, and then of course we're going to take a little bit off, so at 8. And I should say this is available on LDRScreative.com. Of course I'll have the links in the description box, and we're going to score that at 4 inches. And I do say that because I know a lot of times you guys associate them with being on HSN, and they are on HSN, but they do have their own site with lots and lots of items, lots of bundles, because I do hear from you guys you would love to see more bundles, and they came out with several on this launch, so that's good. Let's see here. We have 4x6. And then I think what I'll do is go ahead and just trim down this paper. Let me see. We do have registration marks, and I'm just going to go for it. So actually this one, what they do instead of registration marks is they have the little etched lines, so that will help us out. I do want to see how big my paper needs to be so that if I cut this piece out, that'll be in there. So I'll just I would like to keep this nice and straight, but I'm just going to eyeball this one. Okay, let me grab some inks and I'll be right back. And before I grab ink, let me do one other thing. This should be just over 4, probably by 6. I have this really beautiful glittery gold paper, and glitter is a little persnickety, but I think this is what I want to use here. So I'm going to go just over 4 inches. I should probably use this size since it's all cut into, but I'll use the one I just cut. I'm going to go ahead and cut out this outline so we have that and we can kind of see what we're doing as we're stenciling, even though I'm not going to stick this down, obviously. So I'm going to run that through and I'll be right back. So I'm kind of going through this. I want you to see how that cuts out, and it kind of holds on to the pieces. So if you want to do paper piecing, it's going to be pretty easy to get that going. Obviously it's going to take time, but you know, you have your little berries and then like the pieces from the rose and all that. Right now I'm just going to get rid of all those pieces, but I can hold on to them for another project. That'd be really pretty, all that glittery gold, especially with the little berries. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to clean this out. And you know, the poinsettias aren't super like a lot of pieces, it's just that you're gonna pop back in. This top flower has like 5 pieces to it. This bottom one has a few more pieces, but I would just be more careful about deliberately, you know, picking those out, and this should be good to go. But I'm just gonna clean these all out and bring out that beautiful outline when I'm done. It's just easier to do it while it's kind of being held within the card, you know, and I'll be right back. I still need to just remove it from the background, which I haven't done yet, but there it is. Super pretty. Like I said, a lot of the greenery is already still gold, like these little twigs and then like the leaves, so I may just skip over that when I do the stenciling. Let's bring this paper back. It's just some heavy duty or heavyweight white paper. Heavy duty. Okay, and we have this guy, and I want to make sure that I'm going to have this in the right spot. Let me see here. That's not it. Is that it? Okay, there you go. I just want to make sure I'm going to have this somewhere when I do the die. There we go. I wasn't sure where this die went. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so right here's good. As long as I have some paper to cut into and all that. Let's see here. Okay, so I usually start with the lighter of the colors I'll be using. So I'm going to use Lipstick Jungle, so it's going to be very red. And then Kiss Me Red. Of course, LDRS Creative has some darker, more burgundy kind of tones if you want to go with something like that, or whatever you have in your stash. I'm just going to use this brush here, and I'm just going to go into Lipstick Jungle and get into those little berries. If you want the berries to be a different color, you can definitely just use a different color on them. Trying to get into this berry nose, making everything darker over there. Maybe blend that out a little nicer in there. So, you have this guy. And it looks like 3 little berries, or yeah. You can kind of have an idea of that being colored already for you, and look at that. So, that's that. That's good. And you generally wash these off pretty quickly. You never know. Sometimes hybrid inks will be a little bolder than other ones. So with this one, now we're going to use that outline, the etch that's on there, and you can see the little berry at the top. You can see the edges here. I mean, that's pretty well lined up. I forgot that the second one was the rose, and I don't have a rose color yet because I wasn't sure what color I want to make my roses. Oh, you know, they have that gold outline, won't they? I was actually thinking maybe just leaving them like a creamy color, so it's just a little hint of color. So let me see if I can find something in my stash that's very soft. I know I have one color in general I was thinking about. It's like a very light kind of pale yellow, but I'll be right back. This might be odd. I wasn't thinking of this color, but when I saw it, I thought, you know what, that might work. It's a little bit of a green tone, and I'm only going to use very little, like just the lightest, just a little something on that. Ooh, what happened here? I don't know. I might have to correct that. I don't know how I will correct that, but we will see. Maybe this will touch over. I don't think it will. So Honestly, I don't even know how I got that on there. Huh. All right, well, let's do this. Let's take a little bit of this red and maybe we can touch it on the very edges. We have to make it look like a little more deliberate. And maybe this is a two-tone flower, right? Let's just do that. See what happens. Okay. Okay, next one is going to be our darker red. Again, you have the etchings, but now you have the berries and everything else that you can kind of match up with. You know what? Where's my other berry? I feel like I missed something at the beginning. Oh, it's not on there. Okay. That's what it is. Okay. So this, I wasn't sure if that berry should have been somewhere else. It's presenting now. So this is a new berry, and there's a new one down here too. So I'm just going to line this up again. And again, little etchings, our little lines. And that looks pretty good. So I will tape that down. Where's my tape? Yeah, I think what happens when I picked up a stencil, I touched that little area. And there is something there. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I can see that there was a hair on there, and I know if I do this it'll still be noticeable. You know what I'm saying? That little edge will show there. Okay, so this is the darker red, and we're gonna go in and put in those accent colors that LDRS Creative does so well. I love the way they do these layering stencils. So my next question is, how much of the next thing will show? Now the center of the flower we do need, and like I said, I probably won't do any of the greenery because I don't think it's going to actually show up. Let me go ahead and rinse these other guys off, but let's check this out. Look how pretty that is. And again, I'm going to bring this out of its area here, but there we go. Cover up that little bit of my oopsie. Very good. I'll be right back. That looks really pretty. Honestly, just leaving that gold, like the outline in there. But I want to see, again, from in here, I do see there's some space there. I don't know if that's something we should color in. You know, I don't know if that's what the intention is. Oh, we do have some other bits for the rose here. So I'm just trying to see what we have on here. We have the centers of the flower, which you're only going to see a little bit because this is going to be on top of it. And then the roses have some stuff. I think what I'll do is try to do the greenery, and that's fine. We'll just do these areas. They may or may not show up. Just the way the die is set up here. So let me grab some green ink and something for my centers, and I'll be right back. I went ahead and popped this out just to have a really good look at what we're looking at. I think I'm going to leave the roses. There is another layer that you can use, but since I did mine the way I did, and they're kind of interesting, you know, with that kind of very soft green and like the pink tip there, I don't think I'm going to need that. And then this little bit right here that's just showing through, like right here, you know, in my opinion, is not necessary for this application, but if you wanted to color those, you can definitely color it in. I will do the centers, and like I said, only a little bit of that will be showing through. But again, we are lining this guy up, and let me see here. We're using the etchings of the flowers, what's easy for me to look at, and try to get that lined up. It's not the biggest deal because you're just looking for that flower center. It could be anywhere, obviously in the center. What I'm saying, it can be a little left, a little right. It's not the biggest deal. Okay, and let's do this. My brown, maybe this is the brown. This is just a very soft brown color that I have. And like I said, you don't really need to do the greenery because you already have that with the stencil. So those are, you know, choices I made. Maybe you want to make some different choices, but I think the die itself takes care of a lot of that. I did bring out a green, but I'm just not going to use it. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is run this through, and hopefully I have that right, just about there. There we go. I'm really splitting the difference of what we have here all around the image. So hopefully you can kind of see that. So a little up there, a little more in here, a little down, and I think that'll be good. Again, shaping these guys down so I can run them through. And that is basically the background of our card topper, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so let's see here. We have this gorgeous guy and our black background. Look at that. And then we have this pretty boy to go on top. So I'll play with that in just a minute. I'm not sure if I'm going to go this way or that way with it, but I'll be right back. So, put things away. I think I'm going to have it like this. And I do like it over to the left, even though we have some space here. It's not quite centered. And then here we'll have our sentiments, I think. So, let's glue these guys together, and hopefully this glue will cooperate with me today. You can definitely pop this up. I think what I'm going to do is stack my words a little bit on top of each other to get some thickness on them. So, a little something different. So again, I mean, we want to get glue all over these little guys. Actually, I think the best thing I can do is put glue on the back of my hand, which I'm going to put quite a bit because it's this whole thing. What I'm going to do is put glue where I can. Oh, I see I didn't get rid of a little something right there. All over, and now I'm going to have to get a little more because it's a big die cut. This is how I like to do this. I know some people maybe use Xyron or some other kind of double-sided adhesive. And let's get this guy going correctly. Okay. I'm looking at this flower here. Looking at the berries. How cute. Oh my gosh. Then to the next one, and just kind of placing them where they should be. It looks pretty good. Once you get most of it, it's pretty easy to get the rest of it to kind of fall in line. Looks good. I'm going to hold that down, and in the meantime, I'm going to cut out some of my words. I think I'm going to go with Christmas wishes. So wishes is here and Christmas is over here, and I'm just going to pick a paper, oh, maybe something shiny, to run the delicate wording, not the background, but just the delicate wording. So Christmas a couple times and wishes a couple times, and I'll be right back. This is so pretty. Oh my gosh. How delicate and lovely that is. I think it'll pop if I just make it so it stands up. So I'm going to cut it out 2 more times, possibly with white paper. So the topper, and then 2 more in just white that we're just going to layer over each other to make them nice and sturdy. So I'll be right back. So let me clear out this wishes, and then I'll show you. Really nice. And I'll probably just go ahead and put glue on the back of my hand again. So I'm going to take that, and then the right side, or you can put it on the opposite side, just stack them up however you need to. But I have wishes here, and starting at one end, just stacking that nicely. And sometimes if you need a little help, you can get a little tool to help you kind of line those up. Looks very good. And I'll do a little bit more. And we have this guy. And I'm just going to stack it right on top. I suppose if you want to drop shadow, you can, but I'm trying to stack them right on top as best I can. I'll do the same thing with Christmas. That looks good. And I'll be right back. Okay, so let's bring back our card. And again, I'm going to put these things, I think, over here. And then I have Christmas wishes. They look really pretty there. And I want it kind of more on this end over here. So, let me go ahead and glue this guy down. Look how pretty that sparkly glitter paper looks. I love it. It really sets it off. really nicely, and put that there. And with these guys, same thing. I'll just put glue on the back of my hand, maybe on the back of them, they're pretty sturdy, and just glue them down right in here. Okay, and I'll be right back. So keep these down because they're pretty chunky. I'm just going to put something on top, just put a little weight on there, and then I'm going to grab some rhinestones or maybe some pearls, but I'll be right back. So while I was waiting for that to kind of set up, I grabbed some pearls, which look lovely, but then I came across these gold ones that I have that are really nice. So I'll show you kind of what pearls might look like. Then these gold ones, I was like, oh yeah, let's go with that. So I'm just going to add some of these just to finish off my card. But thank you so much, LDRS Creative, for sending these items for review. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box. And I'm just going to add some here, maybe some down here, maybe some over here. And I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.